Right then guys, welcome back to another video. This is going to have to be a quick video. I've just done like a 4 hour podcast in here. It was really cool. It's not actually for my channel, it was for someone else, but I will try and get that footage and put it out on the channel because it was a real good one. So before we start guys, if you want to join the school community, we've literally got a call in an hour. I don't think you guys will be able to make that one. I think it'll be too late. But calls 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. All the stream platform content's on there. All the excess courses, everything else that comes on there. It's unbelievable, guys. I can't wait to see you there. So, a lot of people asking me as well when the supplements ready, when the clothing is ready. Supplements and clothing about 2 weeks, 3 weeks maximum, so it'll all be ready. So be prepared for that, guys. But the purpose of this video, I want to talk about the only real conspiracy in the world, okay? Now, take it from a guy who was a massive conspiracy theorist when he was younger. There is no, there is no like longer intentions from people. There is no deeper intentions from people. And I'll tell you why it makes so much sense once you figure it out, because I figured this out as I got older and I realized how the world operates. But nobody lives long enough to have like a world agenda. You know, the thing is, most of these people that are putting these conspiracies in play and whatnot, and they're the ones that are making things happen. They're the puppet masters. They're like 40, 50, 60 years old. Whatever plan that they have is only going to come to fruition in like 10, 15, 20 years. Like, let's say 10 years, best case scenario. If you're like 60 years old and it's going to take you 10 years to put this plan in play, like what's the benefit? You're not going to be around for 1,000 years to see it benefit from it. So this whole world agenda of like, we're going to make sure everyone can't have kids. We're going to make sure like nobody's here long enough to give a shit. Do you know the one big agenda? Profit. It's always about money. People just want to make more money. They're just trying to figure out how to make more money. And this is why there is like a world agenda for like making men soft, making men this, making men whatever, like getting in the minds of women and stuff like that. The reason that exists is because it's one singular goal that the world can get behind. So every world government can get behind it because it's profitable. That's why everybody's in on it together. That's why there's a big secret. That's why there's a big agenda and whatnot, because everybody can get behind this one thing, which is profit. And the way you do that is you keep people immature for longer. So we were just talking about this on the podcast for like a few hours. This is the most immature society has ever been. If you look at, like, I looked at my parents and I mean, they were 21 years old with a daughter, a mortgage, a car. My dad has had his own business and they were married. Now, the reason they had all that is because that was very normalized. That was encouraged. That was pushed on them. And I'm not telling you guys to do that. I'm just saying, look at the difference in society then compared to today. 21-year-old might go to travel into Thailand, get drunk as shit on the beach, do some drugs, get a girl pregnant by accident or something like that. It's just like terrible decisions being made, or passes out on a beach somewhere and just, like ends up getting his stomach pumped. Do you know what I mean? Like the levels are ridiculous. Like they knew how to pay bills. People today are just like, I don't know, my mum, it comes out my mum's account, or I've got an app for that. Do you know what I mean? Like nobody is at that high level. And you guys have probably heard the term before, retail therapy. Like this is something that younger people will do. It's something that you'll do when you're immature. You don't know how to handle money. And I've often said, like, if I got rich at 21, I probably would have ended up dead, or I would have lost a lot, because I 100% would have got a Lamborghini. I 100% would have got like a Ferrari. I would have driven it at like 1,000 miles per hour and I probably would have crashed. I probably would have, done some real terrible shit and spent my money on things I really shouldn't have. I would have bought really expensive clothes and whatnot. That's because I was immature. Whereas today I would see it as I need to invest that money. I'd like to get a family home, meet a good woman, have some kids, provide for them. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm older. That gives me a thrill. That gives me a benefit. Now, because I'm older, I think differently. Because I've been through some things, I value that money. Now, the trick in society is to keep you immature for longer. And, so what am I getting at here? If I've just given you that point, what can you do to change it? Because everything needs to be actionable. I hate like these fluffy videos. Well, it's the way that society's built. It's the way that everything's been set up. And you see like the encouragement of things like anime, things like cartoons, video games. Guys are playing video games into their like 40s and 50s and whatnot. Porn, masturbation, all these things. Like these are all put in place to keep you immature. They change your brain. They change the way that you think. You're seeking out reward systems. Yeah, I got a kill. Yeah, 10 bonus points. Do you know what I mean? Like that comes from that level of immaturity. They want to keep you in that pocket because if you start maturing, you start looking at the world a different way, you start getting to a higher level, you're going to spend your money differently. And what does a guy in his 40s do? He saves. A guy in his 40s invests, he saves. Like, that doesn't help the economy whatsoever. It helps that guy, it doesn't help the economy. The best thing you can do for the economy is splurge, is spend, because you think of events like Halloween. Like I've told you guys this before with the calendar effect. There's an event every single month. There's always something to get you guys to spend. That's like, it's been designed this way on purpose. So you think like January, it's like New Year's sales. There's sales in all the stores, everything's cheap. February, Valentine's Day. March is Easter. I don't know about April. I can't think of one for April right now. You've got April Fools and people buy shit from joke shops and stuff like that, but I'm sure there's something else in there. Like May, June, July, August, there's like holidays, bank holidays, everybody's booking trips and stuff like that. You have like 4th of July in America. Like you have all these things to get people to spend. You have like Thanksgiving. What else do you have? Obviously, you have Christmas, you have New Year. Like every month you have like a Halloween or something like that. Like there's always something. And if there isn't something, they'll drive something into it. And it's a way to get you to spend your money. You look at the music industry. This is a massive conspiracy that everybody talks about. The music industry is designed to keep people low and keep people down. It's just designed to keep you immature. You look at songs, like I was saying earlier on the podcast, like the Migos, everything's an ad lib. You look at like Cardi B and everything, and a lot of these artists, and everything's like tongue rolls and just stupid shit that kids would do. It's really immature shit that kids would do, and it's done on purpose. Like the real talented artists are just pushed to the background. If they really wise up as well, they're just not displayed to the world. They're the most talented one. They got the best song, but they're just kept in the distance. The people that play the game, that play this like immature system where you think hip hop, for example, they say, oh, there's a conspiracy in hip hop. Well, every lyric, it's the artists themselves that have realized the system. And they're like, if you talk about this sort of stuff, we'll push you forward. And the artists are talking about like money and women, cars, money, women, hoes, like getting money, going to the club and stuff like that. That's encouraged to keep you immature. The destruction of religion is because that encourages, we'll save money, we'll get a house, we'll settle down. Like, that's not good for the economy. Retail therapy is good for the economy. What you're going to do on a Saturday night, we're going to stay in because we've got church in the morning. Like, that's not good for the economy. You got to understand, like, what every government in the world wants you to do is spend. What every government wants you to do is just like as much disposable income as possible. Go and throw it straight. Obviously taxes, they'll take it from you. That's best case scenario. But second best case scenario is whatever money you've got spare, we'll take that from you too. It's a monopoly. Now, how do you accomplish that? You accomplish that by keeping people immature, by putting ideas in their heads, such as, you need a better car. You need to stunt. You need that gold chain. You need to go and spend on something. You need to go and enjoy yourself. You need to go and get drunk. You need to go out. It's a Saturday night. It's Halloween. Go and buy a little outfit and go to a little party and mess around. It's like all this shit that you really don't need to do. Now, is it fun? Yeah, but it's childlike shit. Oh, a new game just came out. Go and get that new game. Oh, there's a new Marvel movie that just came out. Go and watch that. Oh, a new series of animes. Go and buy that. Go and sign up. Like everything, every company, every society, every government is all designed, in that manner. Like, oh, don't worry, you don't have to go food shopping and then, do meal prep and manage your bills. We'll create apps and systems that get food straight to your door. You can spend even more. Like, you could be sat there like, how do we get to people in their homes? Oh, we can get to them with like movies in the home. We can get to them with like video games. We can get to them with like, Alexa and stuff like that. We can get to them by doing like Uber Eats. We can get to them by doing stuff like that. Like, we can just get it into your house. Like the people who aren't even going out, they're staying home. How do we get to you? How do we make money out of you? How do we sign you up to things? How do we, like, everything's designed in that way to keep you immature so that you spend, and you spend freely. And women are worse at this than men. Women every single month barely save a penny. It's pretty much every penny goes out every single month. They live month to month. Now, if you look at female music, you can see why. You can see why it's terrible, like some of the shit they're listening to. But, it's for men, like, the average guy is saving in the UK like £740 a year. Guys, that's just shocking. That is just shocking. Like, the world is designed to keep you immature. That's the conspiracy. So it's like, okay, I've just broken it all down for you guys. I've told you a few different elements. I've given you a few little tidbits. Social media contributes to that. How do you just sit there death scrolling on TikTok watching garbage? Truth be told, garbage that somebody, in their 40s and 50s would watch and just be like, get it out of my, like, I don't even want to listen to it. Get out of my face. This is pathetic. Why are you showing me this? So I've given you that information. So what do you do with it? Like, what is the entire purpose of this video? Well, you have to revert back to, like I said to you guys, you have to have the mind of a 40-year-old in your 20s. You have to. You're like, there's no other way to do it, because your teens and 20s and early 30s, whatever, just like a complete minefield. You're going to be spending, sorry, I've been talking for 5 hours straight. You're going to be spending non-stop on crap that isn't going to matter to you in 6 months. You're spending on these temporary things every single month. Oh, there's a new event, there's a new holiday, there's a new game out, there's a new movie, there's a new show, there's a new series. Like, I've got to buy that, I've got to buy that. Oh, you know, this fashion brand keeps pumping ads in my face. I should go and spend. I feel low. I'm going to go and buy some ice cream and Uber Eats. I'm going to order a pizza to the house. Like, they're trying to just fucking prize all of that money out of you. Immature people will spend it. Somebody who's a little bit wiser, who's a bit more mature, they won't do it. So you need to take your mind at 20, bump it into the 40-year-old bracket, and think to yourself, what would 40-year-old me want? And once you realize what 40-year-old you will want, you'll start acting in that way. You will start doing things that an older you would appreciate. You know, if a 40-year-old guy has 2 kids and a wife, he's probably going to save that money. He's probably going to do something productive with it. Maybe he reinvests it, put it into his business. Those sort of people, like hoarders, are terrible for the economy. You look at somebody like Warren Buffett, people are like, oh, he's a multi-billionaire and he only pays himself this much per year, has a terrible car and whatnot. Terrible for the economy. That's terrible. Like, we want those billions pumped back in and circulating. That's fantastic. The governments of the world don't want that to happen. They don't want people to get rich, hoard $1 million, make some sound investments, and be like, I don't really spend too much every single month. It's just not good. The economy works best when money is just circulating around, it's pumping around. That's why they do things like Black Friday. You think Black Friday was invented to help you out. The prices aren't even cheaper. The prices are exactly the fucking same as they are any other time of year, guys, believe me. Like, you think you're getting a great discount, maybe, but at the end of the day, that company's still making a profit off you. Like, in Black Friday, billions are spent, and it's like they didn't need to be. You wouldn't have spent that money otherwise, but because there's an immature event, Black Friday, oh my God, I'm getting so excited. Like, that's why people will spend that money. You know, people will go for it. And it's a very clever system, but like I said, you've got to put your mind, you know, you look at all these conspiracies and you just go, the biggest conspiracy is getting me to spend as much as I can. The biggest conspiracy is convincing me that I need all this stuff. Just get as much money as you can and just spend on the things that improve you. You know, things that will benefit your life, things that actually make your life better, that actually have some bang for your buck. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the difference maker. If it helps your fitness, if it helps your fashion, if it helps your brain, if it helps you improve, if it's mentally, you know, if you're learning something from somebody, like that sort of thing, like that's an improvement to your life. It's not some temporary thing like, I feel down, I'm going to buy a pizza. I feel low, I'm going to get some ice cream. Oh, I'm bored, I'm just going to order a movie. I'm just going to, $14.99, fuck it, I'll order it, I'm bored. Like, that's the name of the game. Like, just mind numb you, saturate your dopamine so that you're like trying to look for the next fix all the time. You're trying to find it. You have to buy something to feel good, and just keep you immature. Because if you're immature, you're going to do that more. You're not going to take control of your own life. You know, you're going to sit there and you're just going to be like, I need a new pair of shoes, even though you don't. Like, that's retail therapy. This is what women do. I need a new car. I'm going to save up. You got a great car and it really works. Like, you'll be fine. So, like, I don't know why, but people just have this spend mentality. And like I said, that's the biggest conspiracy, is to keep you immature, to saturate your dopamine so that you're always trying to look for the next fix, so that you're always going, yeah, I'll just spend this. I don't care. I'm not going to save money for my bills. I'm not going to reinvest it so that I can set myself up in the future. The whole aim of the game is just to get the money out of you via tax. And then the remaining money that's technically yours, strip that from you as well. Strip as much as possible, get it back into the economy, get it circulating around, and get the main bulk of cash back in the hands of the rich. Like the top 0.1%. They just hoard all the cash. Like the smart people just hoard all the cash. They just hold it all and everyone else just spends and circulates. That's the conspiracy. Like you think you're watching like a Drake video or something like that, and he's wearing the latest like Nike trainers, and that isn't done on purpose? You think brands haven't paid him a fortune to do that? You think every footballer that steps on the pitch and is wearing the same Nike shoes, like, you think that wasn't done to, people, it's just marketing and whatnot. But it's manipulation. It's like some of the poorest people in the world lives in like hoods of America and they've all got Jordans. Like it's just a manipulation thing. It's like we're going to just prize as much money out of you as possible and we're going to keep you poor via a method that you think is actually benefiting you. Oh, I've got a pair of Jordans. That's really benefiting my life. I've got the latest Lakers shirt. Oh yeah, I look amazing. I'm getting attention. Like my life's cool. It's like, no, somebody has just convinced you to part with your money. Do you know how hard that is to do? Somebody has just gone, hey, I'll take that from you for no improvement. Those shoes and that top, no improvement. It actually has a negative effect on your life because it's immature. It's something a 20-year-old would wear. It's not good. You want to put yourself at a higher level. I'm going to dress at this level. That's a good investment. That's something that I can have for 4 or 5 years. It makes me look high level, makes me look professional. Fantastic. You know, I'm gonna get a gym membership. Like that's an investment. That's parting with your money in a smart way. It's spending money on things that actually have a return on the investment. But the name of the game is every month, new event, on weekends, let's get you out, let's get you spending, let's get you drunk. You know, everything is designed around that. You know, every time you're watching TV or something, it would be like, fancy a Domino's? And then next thing you know, you're ordering pizza and it's like, you weren't even going to do that before. Why are you doing it now? It's like somebody who's mature would go, yeah, I do actually, but I know it's terrible for my health and there's no point spending the money. Oh, boring. It's like, you have to be like that. You have to get your mind, 40-year-olds, sorry, you have to get your 20-year-old mind and just place it at 40 and just go, what would 40-year-old me do? How would he live? You do that and your life will change. Like the whole conspiracy, the whole system is for you to stay immature and part with your money. Because if you gave 100 grand to 12-year-olds, that money would be gone tomorrow. That money, they'd go and buy so much shit. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? It'd be like Home Alone. It would be awful. You know, imagine giving your credit card to like a 9-year-old like that. You've seen this. They do this on video games. You know, young kids have spent like 10 grand on their mum's credit card on like Ultimate Team and shit like that. That's somebody who's older wouldn't do that. They'd be like, I've got to pay my bill. I'm not going to do that on somebody else's card, or I've got to pay my own bills. I'm not going to do that. People don't understand the real conspiracy here. Everything just reverts back to money. Everything just reverts back to just how can we get that money from you and back into the economy? Like, how can we give you the illusion of like self-control? How can we give you the illusion of I've just spent money because I wanted to, and I'm buying something for me, and I'm enjoying my life, and I'm having a really good time, and it's like, no, it's just been prized out of you because somebody's created a Black Friday, somebody's created like Christmas, New Year. Oh, but wait, hang on, there's Boxing Day, and there's Boxing Day sales. I know in January there's even more sales. You know, and then the gyms sign you up, which obviously is great, but like gyms will even be like, oh, we'll take opportunity of this. Then that's probably a bad example, but then there's like Valentine's Day, and then you got Easter. Oh, you got to buy Easter eggs because the bunny's coming. It's like, what? This is what I mean by immaturity. Oh, Santa's coming down the chimney. We got to buy presents. Huh? Oh, it's Halloween. Everyone's got to dress up as a little character. Do you see what I mean, guys? Like the whole thing is just nuts. The whole thing is actually nuts. It's just an immature state that they keep people in and they call it fun. And it's like, what's fun about being broke? What's fun about going to a little party dressed as like Buzz Lightyear? Do you know what I mean? Shooting your fucking laser around at everybody, but you can't pay your bills. Like, seriously, man, come on. Switch your brains on. See you later, guys. Have a good one.